Yo, what up, what up, what up? This is Big Brandon Carter. Question I get all the time. Yo, man, should I bulk or cut first? And I always find that weird when people ask me, because like if I can't see you and I don't know what your body's like, or if I don't know what your fucking goals are, then how can I tell you? As a general rule, I always get to the level of leanness that you want to be at before you start bulking. Because if you're not lean, if you're like kind of chubby, you know what I'm saying, or you got too much flab, or if you can't see your six pack, I'm not saying you gotta have a six pack like me, but you should have a six pack before you bulk, man. You should have a fucking six pack before you bulk. Your abs should be visible before you start bulking. And the reason I say that is, it's kind of basic biology. I'm gonna take you fools back to biology class right quick. How fat cells work in your body. If someone's getting fat, they have a fat cell, right? Let's say my fist is a fat cell. And as they get fat, the fat cell grows. It grows till it can't grow anymore. Then it splits, right, into another fat cell. And then those two fat cells grow and grow and grow. And then they split, and so on and so on. It keeps going. And when you lose weight, here's the thing. Here's what gets fucked up. Here's why getting fat is so fucked up. Because you never lose those new fat cells. Once they split and you have new fat cells, you keep those fat cells till you die. When you lose weight, they'll get smaller, and they can get real fucking small. I mean, they can get like tiny. So that's why like you see big ass people lose a bunch of weight. You know, the fat cells get small, but the thing is, you still have more fat cells than you started with. And the problem with that is, it's easier for you to get fat next time. That's why a lot of times you see overweight people, they lose weight, man, and everybody's proud of them. Then they fucking relax on their eating habits, and then next thing you know, they get fat again, right? They get fat again quicker than they got fat the first time, because they had more fat cells. Let's say you're not overweight, but you don't have a six pack, right? Let's say you just have let's say you have a little tummy. You know what I'm saying? Or a little Bart Simpson kind of tummy. You bulk up, bulk, you do a traditional bulk. You gain muscle mass, but you also gain fat mass. I haven't thought of a fat mass pose yet. Fat mass. You gain muscle mass and fat mass, right? The problem is those cells multiply. So like, it's going to be harder for you to cut now. For the rest of your life, it's going to be harder for you to cut. And for the rest of your life, it's going to be easier for you to get fat, because you never lose those fat cells unless you get liposuction. That's the only way to get rid of the fat cells. You keep those new fat cells forever. I'm not making this shit up. This is not fucking bro science. This is fucking biology science. Basic biology. You learned this shit in biology class, or you should have learned this shit in biology class. And that's why I don't recommend traditional bulks anyway. Like, bodybuilders do it. You know, they get fat as hell, then they get skinny. They only care about being in great shape for one portion of the year. And plus, they're taking drugs that help them put on more muscle than fat during the bulk. You know what I'm saying? And then they're also taking drugs that help them lose more fat during the cut. Like me and you, we're just fucking regular guys. We're not taking a bunch of fucking crazy drugs for bulking and cutting. So I say, if you're gonna bulk, first, get as lean as you can so you don't grow any more fat cells, all right? And then only bulk for like a few weeks, man, a month at most, you know what I'm saying? Like, or just never bulk to the point where you can't see your abs. Your abs should be your indicator. It should always tell you when you should bulk and when you should cut. Don't bulk unless you've cut to the point where you have abs. And don't bulk past the point where you don't have abs. That's how I do it. When I'm bulking, I do a thing called micro cuts and micro bulks. I think I made it up, or at least I made up that name. I'll post a link to so you can learn more about it. But how it works is, I just bulk until the point where I feel like my abs aren't abby as I'd like them to be. Then I start cutting again, right? So right now I'm actually on a bulk right now, but I can still see my abs perfectly fine. So that means I can eat a motherfucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We're like even right now, like I feel like my bottom, like right here, I can tell I'm bulking. You know, but when these are the abs that go first, right? So when I feel like these aren't the way where I want them to be, then I'm gonna cut down. Because what I don't want to do is multiply the number of fat cells that I have. because you'll never get rid of those fat cells. Once you got them forever. So anyway, I hope that helps. Don't bulk unless you got a 6-pack. All right.